First of all, let me tell you thank you for your well wishes. So many of you were so cute to leave me comments. I'm recovering from my gum surgery, doing great, doing fantastic. I still need the stitches taken out about on the top, but the bottom ones have come out, and the roof of my mouth is healing nicely. So thank you so much for those well wishes. I had mentioned in, I think it was in the video, that mouth injuries is not new to me. I've had my share of head trauma, and so I thought I would just tell you about how I broke my jaw. When I was 9 years old, 51 years ago, I was playing baseball with my sister Julie, and we were outside in the front yard, and I was standing right next to her, and she was just picking up the ball and throwing it up into the air and then swinging at it with the bat. Well, I was standing right smack next to her, and that bat came across, and it just hit me right here, and it shattered my jaw, and it caused a compound fracture as well. And so it was pretty serious. But I'm so grateful that it hit me here and not in my neck to break my neck or my eyes. It could have blinded me or even killed me. So where she hit me was ideal. But I remember it so well. It was like numb, and I could feel it swelling up, and I immediately held my jaw like this, and my sister says, don't tell Mom, don't tell Mama. But I went to the front door, and you know, moms can tell the difference in your cries. They just really could tell, because many times I'm sure I went to the door crying and I got ignored. But this time my mom and my sister, other sister, were down in the basement, and they heard me crying, and they dashed up, both of them, and they laid me down on the floor in the foyer. And I just remember Patsy, my older sister, she says, I'll hold her, you drive. And we got in the car, and I remember feeling bad because I had drenched my sister's sweater in blood. And when we got to the hospital, I had to wait in the hallway for what seemed like a very long time. And anyway, to take care of me back then, they just kept me in the hospital for about, I was probably there about 5 days. And they didn't operate on me at that point. They were waiting for the swelling to go down. And then they actually sent me home for a couple of weeks until some more swelling went down. So I went home with a shattered jaw. I can't believe that. And then they sent me to a different hospital where they operated on me. And when they operated on me, they wired my jaw shut. I still have a lot of wires in my jaw. But they pieced it together, they wired it shut, and then the next morning, apparently, when they knew right away that the operation hadn't worked, because I was able to open my mouth and talk, and what had happened is the wires had come through my gums. They didn't hold. So they did another operation the next day. And this is going to gross some of you out, but they had to cut my skin underneath my lip and pull my face back. I don't know if they did the bottom, but I know they did the top. And they had to drill a hole down through, I guess, through my nose or upper part. And they put a pin in. And so when they wired it the next time, they had a pin, I guess, that they were wiring it to. I don't really know for sure, but I know that they had to make 2 incisions. Can you see those incisions? I don't know if you can. They had to make 2 incisions, and then they have a hole where they drilled up. So that was a pretty in-depth operation. And I remember one of the things that was really special about that is it was during the springtime, and in the spring my dad was always so busy planting his crops, but he came up to the hospital, and the hospital was about a half an hour away, 45 minutes away from our home. And he came to the hospital and stayed up with me all night. And I know he didn't get any sleep for a couple of days because he would go back and plant the crops. But he came and stayed with me to give my mom a break, I'm sure, because my mom had been there for quite a while with me. So those are special times. One of the things that my dad gave me when I was in the hospital is he gave me this pen. Can you see that? And it's got little stones in it, and it's set in gold. And I have just treasured that pen over the years, and it means a great deal to me. And then my mother got me a bouquet of flowers that came in this little vase, and I always thought that was just so special that I've held on to this over the years. Two more things. My dad also gave me a bell, a little silver bell, and I have since given that bell to Bonnie. And then another friend, a neighbor, a good family friend of our families, gave this bear to me, this little gunned bear, and you wind him up and his head turns and it plays. And I know it probably looks just disgusting, but I have not got the heart to part with this little bear. So, and of course I held on to a few of the cards. I've still got some cards that my siblings had sent me and my grandma had sent me. You know, special. So when I had my jaw wired shut, I ate lots of puddings and milkshakes, and I didn't mind it one bit. But when I had my gum surgery done, I did not want to live on milkshakes and sweets. And so my daughter Julie and her husband Landon got me onto this Health Code complete meal. It's a shake, and that has been a lifesaver. And I have lost a little weight the last week, which is just a great side effect of having gum surgery, but this has kept me full, and I've really been happy to do that, and I'm going to leave a link to that down below. Well, so that's my story of my broken jaw. I've never even once been upset with my sister because it was an accident, and she probably has felt worse about it than I ever did over the years. It's not a big deal. We were kids, we were playing, and I healed up from it, and it has never caused me any trouble over the years. I have a bump here that I can feel where it was, but it's never given me any issue. And thanks for watching, and thanks for listening to my stories. If any of you have ever had a broken jaw, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.